Have you ever looked at the cryptocurrency market caps and wondered if the current order of things is permanent? Right now, Ethereum sits comfortably at the second largest digital asset, while XRP fights for its spot in the top 10. But what if the entire foundation of how we price these assets is fundamentally flawed? What if a massive invisible shift is happening behind the scenes that could completely rewrite the crypto leaderboard? An incredibly eye-opening perspective was recently shared on X by a computer engineer CharuSan XRP, titled Utility-Based Pricing XRP, the King. The core argument is mind-blowing. If XRP surges into the $150 to $300 range, it won't be because of a typical retail bull run, Elon Musk tweets, or Bitcoin dragging the market upward. Instead, it will be driven by an entirely new financial mechanism called utility-based pricing. So let's break down exactly what this means and why Ethereum might be in serious trouble. So let's start with our very first question about what is utility-based pricing and how does it change the game. To understand why XRP could skyrocket, we have to stop looking at it like a stock that people buy and sell on an exchange. CharuSan XRP right here points out that $150 to $300, the traditional laws of crypto supply and demand completely breaks down. Instead, the price becomes a reflection of the sheer velocity and volume of daily global financial flows. So, as a market observer, this concept completely redefines how I look at long-term value. Right now, crypto prices are driven by raw emotion, which is fear and greed. But utility-based pricing is cold, hard mathematics. It's like a highway toll system. The value of the highway isn't based on how many people are speculating on the price of the asphalt. It's based on how millions of cars pass through the gates every single day. If the XRP ledger becomes the main highway for global money, the transactional demand alone forces the price to adjust upward just to handle the liquidity. It's a beautiful logical model that completely bypasses retail hype. Alright, now our next question is, will XRP really decouple and leave Ethereum in the dust? The post on X makes a bold claim. Once global financial system begin operating on XRP-based infrastructure, XRP will completely decouple from Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. It will no longer care if Bitcoin crashes 10% on a Tuesday because its value will be anchored to cross-border settlements, not trading sentiment. Furthermore, CharuSan XRP notes that while XRP focuses on infrastructure, Ethereum is facing severe existential competition in the smart contract sector from faster, cheaper networks like Solana and Sui. Alright? So let's highlight that part. Ethereum could face increased competition within smart contract sector from alternative networks such as Solana and Sui. In my opinion, I strongly agree that a massive market consolidation is coming, and Ethereum is far more vulnerable than people think. Ethereum is trying to be everything to everyone. It has NFTs, gaming, meme coins, and finance. But networks like Solana are eating its lunch on speed, and Sui is tackling advanced architecture. Meanwhile, XRP is laser focused on one massive trillion-dollar niche, and that's global settlement flows. If Ethereum loses its dominance in smart contracts, while XRP locks down international banking infrastructure, a market cap flip isn't just possible, it becomes highly probable. Now, can central banks actually push XRP into the triple digits? Whenever someone predicts a $300 XRP, the skeptics immediately shout about market cap and liquidity. On the post, a user named Fatma Ots, let's highlight this part. All right. Fatma Ots urged caution, stating that easily surpassing Ethereum is a massive assumption. However, another user named UnknownDLT fired back with a crucial point. Right? Let's just highlight this part for a sec. So, UnknownDLT, according to him, central bank adoption changes all the rules. If European and G7 financial institutions begin using XRP for settlement, the asset shifts from a speculative token to a strategic global resource. So, in my opinion, the skeptics are still thinking like retail traders stuck in a sandbox. They look at the circulating supply of XRP and say the market cap would be too high. What they fail to realize is that global cross-border payments move over $150 trillion annually. If G7 central banks and commercial institutions use the XRP ledger to move even a fraction of that volume, they need a high XRP token price. If the token price is too low, the network literally won't have enough liquidity to move $1 billion in a single transaction. Central bank integration isn't just a bonus. It's the ultimate catalyst that turns this asset into a global infrastructure. Alright. Now, our final question here is, which digital assets will survive the great infrastructure transition? The final warning from CharuSan XRP post is a sobering one. As the financial world transitions into a multi-chain system built on real utility, many digital assets simply won't survive. The market will consolidate, and projects that rely entirely on speculative retail trading will vanish as infrastructure requirements become more strict and heavily regulated. This is the harsh truth that most crypto investors are ignoring. We are moving out of the Wild West phase of crypto and into the institutional era. Thousands of meme coins and ghost chain tokens are going to zero because they serve no purpose in a real-world financial system. So as a market observer, I see this consolidation as a massive win for quality assets. The capital trap in useless speculative projects will eventually drain out and flow into the few networks that actually have institutional plumbing. XRP is already deeply embedded in those institutional conversations, making it uniquely positioned to survive the upcoming purge. Alright, as an overall conclusion, when we look at the big picture, the debate surrounding XRP's future value isn't about chart patterns or retail hype anymore. It is a fundamental clash between two different pricing worlds. On one side, you have the current market, driven by exchange trading, retail speculation, and Bitcoin's shadow. On the other side, you have the future outlined by CharuSan XRP, which is a world of utility-based pricing, where token value is mathematically determined by global transaction volume and institutional settlement flows. While a price target of $150 to $300 and a total decoupling from the market sounds like a science fiction to the average investor, it becomes entirely logical when you factor in central bank adoption and G7 financial integration. If Ethereum continues to lose its grip to competitors like Solana, while XRP secures the global banking pipelines, the leaderboard will flip. The transition will be brutal for most speculative cryptos, but for assets built on true global infrastructure, it will be the beginning of an entirely new era. So, what do you think? Will utility-based pricing completely change the crypto leaderboard, or is Ethereum's network effect too strong to overcome? So let me know your thoughts in the comment below. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching, and see ya on the next one. Or you might just as well watch next this recommended video right here.